Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Blah, blah, blah. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Grimnir and from the blazingly fast and blinding build of my Carino, we come to something even crazier. Woo! Actually, no. This one's gonna be kind of a blinding build as well, but yeah, this guy is a slow boy or girl. So yeah, I'll just show you what it is about, how it works. Uh, Nothing too funky here. It's pretty okay, honestly. I thought that this is gonna be far worse than it is. It is slow, but at the same time, it's like it deals pretty okay damage and it's pretty tanky. So if you kind of just want some chill gameplay, you can take this guy out for a ride. Nothing too crazy. And of course the DPS that we are using right now is like a very small part of our actual DPS. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, of course, to be clearing tier 7s, but you know, as this build was not really supposed to be anything crazy, I kind of settled for just being good at killing tier 7s. Of course, you can also kill bosses, watchers, traveler, blah blah blah. It's not gonna be super fast comparing to like Mamoto or something, but it can be improved. So yeah, let's get into the build itself. After we load. Okay, I'll show you the DPS dummy stuff. It's pretty low. It's like at like 45, 50 million. But yeah, it can be still upgraded quite a bit, so don't mind it too much. Why is it so low? As per usual, when I'm testing it for the video, it just goes to absolute trash. What? I don't know sometimes why this fucking happens. Oh yeah, you can see it. It goes to like 50. Usually it's like 40 to 50 depending on what charges you have and everything. Okay, so what makes this puppy tick? Well, in general, as you can see, it's the flame pillar sentries. So in general, item-wise, it's just the sentry stuff. I'm using the helmet and the gloves that give me max sentries. Honestly, I was lucky. I hit these, like, if you were on stream that day when I was like screwing around with this character, I just had insane luck with the corrodes. So I just bought a few of these, and on the first ones, on both of them, I hit plus max sentries. Of course, that's kind of expensive. That's like 80 to 100 something FE each. Well, you know, you can play around, you can try to get them yourself, or you can buy them. It's nothing too crazy, but yeah, it's not the cheapest thing ever. Of course, though, you can actually do this without the max sentries. You will be okay, you will just deal, you know, a little bit less damage. And then I use Corrupted Bulwark to get that sweet, sweet ES, and we use Light Hunter Belt to get even more ES, and get extra spell damage on low life. As you can see, we have reserved most of our life there. What's next? The amulet is kind of rando. I just crafted this real fast to have mostly my resist capped. As you can see, it's not like my erosion res is not that great. But I don't really die on this, on tier 7s at least, so you know, you can still optimize this because my cold res is like way over capped, so I could like swap something around. Also rando boots. Technically, if you really want to, you can try swapping some things around, getting, I don't know, maybe you can remove the chest, get like a normal ES chest with like resists, then have movement speeds here. Double movement speed would be okay. You would be quite speedy comparing to this. But you know, I just put this together real quick, so I don't really have that right now. Next is our End of Confusions. You want to have basically, I would say the perfect ones would be like that have something like this: tenacity plus agility, not straight up focus, because we convert max tenacity and agility into also focus. So it's the best option for us to get these. And, would be nice if you hit a corrode on one of them and get even more of them. But I didn't really want to like spend too much currency or time buying these. So, these are like very basic and simple. This is like, I don't know, 20 FE, 30 FE maybe, and this one's just random garbage basically. The ones I crafted myself, they're pretty cheap actually. Like all of this gear came to me in like 250 FE maybe in terms of crafting materials. So all of this build, even if you would buy these with the max sentries, is like, I don't know, 400 FE maybe. And I would say you can run it without most of this stuff and upgrade your wands kind of eventually, slowly. Okay, your skills cost like 40 FE or something right now, but I don't think they would cost too much on like a new season. I think it recently got increased because of some build guides out there. Oh yeah, that's our gear, nothing too crazy. It's also not really set in stone, so play around with it if you want. This is more of a suggestion than just like super crazy specific build. Just dig around your inventories, your stash tab, find something fun on the auction house maybe. But yeah, we use 2 flame pillars. Why do we use 2 of them? Because each instance of the skill has its own maximum sentry skill limit. So technically we could also remove this and have the third one, and then we would have even more. So as you can see, okay, it's actually would be better to like test it somewhere else. Yeah, as you can see, we can summon the same amount on each skill. So technically, if we wanted to add 50% more DPS, we could just add another skill. But then it kind of gets a little bit too crazy, because now it's like kind of nice. You can just switch between them and just keep going. And that's about it. So yeah, let's go over the stuff. Sentry modification, pretty simple. Deploys extra sentry and gives them extra cast frequency, which is kind of one of the main things of the build. More cast frequency for sentries. Use mark as per usual. Love mark, high mark. I don't know. It's really good. Tested it again. Still one of the best supports in the game. I don't know what to tell you. Fire piercing, of course, very nice. Bear in mind, most of this stuff is not even leveled. Crit damage, because for some reason we'll deal a bunch of crit damage. So here, if you can see, it says 1.93% crit chance. I have no freaking idea how that works, but it works. And then, of course, very, very important, actually last, but it's not the least. I should like have it there or something. Is overload, because we have a lot of focus blessings and you can get them way higher. So you could basically do, in general, I would say you could easily get like 16 focus blessing stacks, which would give you even more damage. But I didn't really optimize for that. Same on the other flame pillar. Then we run Origin Unleash, because this gives us a bunch of cast speed, and also it consumes focus blessings to extend its duration. And we basically always have maximum focus blessing stacks, so we don't really care. This is really nice. It just extends the duration. So we add CDR, Mania, because we kind of don't care and we just want more effect. And we have extended duration by default. Compound potion, don't really need it. I don't know if you want to switch it for another flame pillar. I don't know, just use some other skill. Who cares? Blink, quick mobility, cooldown reduction, periodic burst. You already know this. It's default blink setup. Curse on hit with seal conversion and scorch and flame imbue, just to hit the low life, so we get more spell damage. And of course, Scorch is just nice. Ignite, and they take additional fire damage. You can switch this around for the elemental resistance reducing curse. It's fine. Then we run Magical Source, Charged Flames, of course, for more spell fire damage. And I actually run spell elemental resistance aura as well, because yeah, it's just easier to cap out my resists that way. You can play around with your gear. Maybe replace one of the sentry items or the ES chest with a normal LE res chest, and remove this and add one more aura, which what do we not have here? I guess Flame Imbue we do have. Not even sure what I would take. Probably, well, you can take Energy Fortress, of course. That's about it. I don't really think there's much really that we would take there. Maybe actually the where is he? Thunder Spirit. That would be a pretty good option because more cast speed would help us quite a bit. Actually, let's try this right now. I'll try to show you what the actual difference is, because we will get a bunch of cast speed from it, so it's gonna give us quite a bit of more DPS here. Well, it should at least, but yeah, you know, dummy being a dummy, it doesn't fucking work, of course. You get the point. You get the point. Technically, it's supposed to increase it. I'm not gonna sit on the dummy for too long. But yeah, I use LE Res and Restrain just to get that little bit extra reduced as sealed mana. Outside of that, let's go over the talents. The basic stuff, of course, God of Machines and Machinist. We go for all of the sentry nodes. Basic stuff. You can actually go for some stacking of stats. You can go for a wand modifier that gives you cast speed per int. You can take this, get even more int, which actually can get pretty crazy stuff there. And yeah, same stuff here. You can take this, of course, when you level up a little bit and get the skill cast frequency. Then we just take max sentries, of course, pretty simple. Additional sentry damage, and it just makes your other damage minus 50%. So, you know, if you really want to use some sort of other setup, then I don't know. You don't really have any other choice here in general, but you can, of course, maybe try removing, I don't know, play around with it. That's pretty much the only thing you can pick. And pretty much the same thing here. We also pick up some armor and res, which actually we just need the res. So, you know, you can remove some of this stuff just to play around with it and not get like random useless crap like I did. And of course, more sentries deployed at a time is very useful. Extra damage if you haven't used the sentry skill recently in last 1 second. Yeah, this just helps you deal extra damage, of course. But remember, don't stack your sentries like constantly. You know, just wait like 1 second all the time. Just wait 1 second, cast your sentries, and after a while, maybe stop casting for a couple more seconds, blah blah blah. So you get that extra sentry damage. And yeah, this co-resonance, 80% of effects on cast speed is also applied to sentry cast frequency, which is basically how fast they attack, or well, how fast they cast their attacks or spells, whatever. Then we take Warlord, just to take some more AoE stuff, more LE Res, Aura Effect, additional stacks of Tenacity, and we also get some skill radius per Tenacity Blessing, very good for us. And then we have just weakening and double damage. We have a lot of double damage just because we're Thea. And plus 100% skill radius if main skill is not used in the last 2 seconds. So if you really want AoE, just use your second pillar ability and you will just have insane skill radius. And then you just pick up the fire damage against low life, and +1 fire skill level. Then we take more tenacity blessing stacks and more fire damage per tenacity. Sorry. Really, really good for us, of course, because we want more tenacity blessings. And we don't gain just this, we gain more double damage, etc. And then the last one, focused blow. You can actually take this or whatever, you know. This is not super specific. But if you kind of want to kill bosses slightly faster, use focused blow. And that is about it. So nothing too crazy there as well. In general, it's kind of pretty slow-ish, but considering that you always have agility blessings, you have your tenacity blessings, so you're pretty fast. You're kind of tanky for what it is. You gain barrier while when you cast totems, so you are more or less a bit of a tank, actually. You can take quite a punch. So, yeah, play around with the build. Let me know if you come up with something different, because I didn't spend too much time on this, of course. So this is not like super optimized. With the wands, I would actually suggest removing this mod if you're not stacking int, of course, because I mean I have 226 int. That is not a lot. That is not a lot of cast speed. It would have been just better to have straight up cast speed on both of these. So yeah, try to do your best, and yeah, let me know how it works out. And I will see you on the next one.